Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Suki Neon, we are looking at Pokemon Generations Episode 15, The King Returns. It's an episode about N. Gestis, and Kyurem. You know, the one that's like a half ice dragon thing. You fuse it in the second games with either Zekrom or Reshiram. Yeah. They have weirdly biblical names, you know? I thought that was kind of weird. Anyways, it starts with N having a bit of a monologue near the beginning. It's all like, it amounts to like, Gestis, you're wrong! All your ideas are wrong, you're a terrible dad. And he's all like, you're not even a human being, you can speak to the Pokemons. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, anyways, there's this really boring monologue near the beginning, and then Gestis pulls out the DNA splicers that were stolen in the previous episode, you know, when they freeze the city. And then we get a great battle between Reshiram and Kyurem that ends with the two fusing. So, that happens, and then the trainer from Black and White 2, Black 2, White 2, shows up and saves the day, essentially. Yeah, it's an okay episode. I really love the music in this, but about half of it was N monologuing, and I'm like, this is a bit too dialogue heavy for its own good. And I was like, but the Reshiram Kyurem fight is pretty cool for the little bit that we get of it. And there's some really cool background music. I would actually like to see what the soundtrack for these would be like, you know. And some of it feels like it's from the games, if I remember correctly. It's good stuff. Music-wise, this is good. Animation-wise, it's okay. But generally, I just thought this was an okay episode that was a little bit too dialogue-heavy near the beginning of it. And I'm like, let's talk more fighting. Yes. Less writing, more biting. But yeah, as far as these go, it does a good job of explaining what happens before the main character gets there. And this is another one of those where it's kind of just, you know, behind the scenes. I think N is a cool character, but the reasons I like N were mostly in Black and White 1. Not so much in Black and White 2. He's kind of, doesn't feel like the same character. Not as driven, I feel. And that's why he gets beaten so badly by Kyurem. Yeah. And I was just like, well, okay. I feel that N, even though the voice acting is strong, the characters are strong here, the whole monologue thing just kind of fell flat. Overall, looked good, sounded good music-wise, not so good story or dialogue-wise. What do you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that share button if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, and when you subscribe, make sure that you hit that little bell so you can get notified whenever we have new videos out. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.